Conversation going here. All right, man. Welcome back, Men's Talk tonight. And I've got a topic I do. I didn't put it in the chat, but this falls in line with it. Uh, Fear, fear keeps us from taking action. It really does. It's really the only thing that keeps us from moving forward in life and taking action. And where does fear come from? I promise you, fear is learned. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it in so many different stories. But there's one literal story from a phone call today that's fresh on my mind. That's why I want to tell you about it. And this young man's coming to visit. He's a year and a half old, maybe year and a half old. His name's David, and it's Del Rio boys. Used to be called the Del Rio Trio, but then David came along, and now it's the Del Rio quadruple, right? Because there's four of them. And Xander's the oldest. It's Ezekiel and Elijah are the twins. I'm grateful that, I am blessed to have been named after Ezekiel Carlos Campos Del Rio. That's his full name. Man, and I'm honored. And so, but anyways, then there's David. They call him King David. Dude is fearless. Like when I say fearless, he doesn't know fear. And Hazel was similar growing up. And just to express this to you, like this little guy, Rogelio was telling me they were on a trip and the boys, there's three out of the four. Little David does not know how to swim yet. And the three other ones do, and they just jump in the pool. And guess what? Little David just runs just like the rest of the boys, but he's 1.5 and jumps in that water in that pool just like they did, but he just sinks to the bottom. And you would think he'd be freaking out, right? Daddy's freaking out. Daddy goes in the pool, rescues the boy, brings him up, and like, are you nuts? And he's just like smiling, puts him back out of the pool, thinking, well, man, that must have scared him a little bit. Nope, he jumps right back in, you guys. He just almost drowned. He doesn't know how to swim. He's a little kid, 1.5 years old, like 18 months old. There's no fear. Like, what, Daddy? Like, thanks for helping me. Isn't this what I do? I just jump right back in. Like he has no understanding, but no fear. No fear. He doesn't know that you could die in that water, boy. Like who puts that in his head? The parents do. The world does. The world is why you fear things. I promise. This is truth. So again, it's crazy how fear is not what we're born with. Do you know how I know that too? The Bible says it. For I have not given you the spirit of fear. It is not not what you were born with. It's not. You were not born with fear. Fear is in the mind, and fear is actually something we learn. You learn how to fear. Another example is Hazel, my little girl. Like, I swung her by her feet, people. Like, are you following me? Her hands are flying like this. And I'd pick her up by her feet for many years. Starting as a toddler was super easy, right? Like, she's a little baby. It's like, whoop. You can almost do it with one hand. I'd grab both her feet, of course, by the ankles, and she was fine. It didn't hurt her feet or dislocate her knees or anything weird. It was perfectly safe. And I would swing her around, and she'd just be like, we flying through the air, right? And I've got her by the ankles. And she's like, Daddy, do it again, do it again, do it. Guess what? She did that for so many years. It got to be where she was older and I couldn't no longer do it because she's so big. And it's like, let's do something new, piggyback or something, right? Same thing with like her riding on my shoulders. Same thing with me picking her up. Even to this day, she's like, Daddy, carry me upstairs. I'm like, girl, you are 17, you're pregnant, and look, you grown now. I'm not carrying you up baby style. You got a baby in you now. But she doesn't say it recently, but last year, just of last year, like 16, she was 16. Daddy, can you still carry me up? Like there's something about that makes them feel secure and safe. But my point is saying that she had no fear of being swung around. And do you know that she was mature and grew faster and taller than all the rest of the kids in her class? And she rode a roller coaster at like age 8. Now, normally it's like 12, 13. We're talking not little roller coasters, fast roller coasters, like some of the fastest ones out there. But she was tall enough because based on height, not age. And she was like 8 years old 9 years old, going like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'm like, goodness, I've done it like 3 times. I'm getting a little nauseous. And she just had no fear. Like, can we ride in the front? Like, because why? She had no experience where fast movements, swinging around was dangerous or bad or terrible. I never lost grip with her ankles to where she flew into the wall and got hurt. I never dropped her a little bit and drug her on her head. Like there's many circumstances that could have caused pain or hurt to her. And fortunately for Daddy, I never did that. So why am I telling you this story? So she never had fear of it. She never had fear of fast moving, twirls, flight. So again, I'm not saying she never got nauseous from it or some belly issues, but she didn't ever fear it. So it's crazy to see her at age like 8, 9 years old, and where does she want to go? To a roller coaster, like amusement park. Let's find the fastest one. Let's find this fastest, scariest one to everyone else, and it's not scary to her because she just didn't comprehend what that meant. Like her whole life, she had enjoyed fast movement, being swinging around and things. So I tell you that to try to help you see that fear, the fear you have, fear of rejection, fear of man, fear of being embarrassed, fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of doing the wrong thing, fear of this, fear of that, fear of that. How do you even know those things are good or bad or right or wrong? It's the world we live in. They tell you it is. It's religion that will tell you what's right or wrong. It is to try to convince you of what's acceptable or what's not acceptable. Like, hey, it's not acceptable, you know, to it's not acceptable to hold hands. It's not acceptable to hold hands if you're dating. You got to wait till you're married. I mean, there are some cultures that believe that. Seriously. So again, when we look at all these different scenarios and situations, the whole point in what I'm saying is like your fears that look, they're not real. However, they are real to you. Exactly what Jesse and I were talking about. It's your current truth, your current understanding. Your current situation has led you to believe that it really is real, that that fear is real, and that, man, I would, people that are embarrassed to get on stage have a fear of, stage fright. They have fear of, there's so many different fears of, whether it's a snake or a spider or arachnophobia is a whole phobia and fear of spiders. Again, if they never had an experience, I've seen little kids let huge black tarantulas, furry tarantulas, crawl on their arm, and they're not afraid of them. Ooh, cool. Because nobody told them that, hey, that thing's gonna bite the crap out of you. It's gonna hurt like hell. And I mean, Jesus Christ. Ah, don't touch that thing. It's gonna kill you. Those are poisonous. Again, you follow me? Like, but it's real. Like we do these things as parents. Adults do this to the kids. The world programs people for fear. But why? Why does fear exist in the religion? Why does fear exist in life? That's a serious question. I've got a theory. I'm curious. Why do you think fear exists? If God says, I didn't give you that spirit, well, we can blame it on the devil. The devil gave him the spirit of fear. Okay. Or what? Why do you think fear exists? Jesse, this is a deep question. Why do you think fear exists? If my old grandpa was here, I'd ask him. He's no longer with us. But I'm serious. I want all of you to think about this for a minute. I want you to answer. If you can answer in the chat, do it. Or if you can answer in audio and process with us, please do. Unmute and tell me, why do you think fear exists? If God didn't give us that spirit, if he didn't create it and it's spiritual, why does fear exist? What's its purpose?
I
God
would
didn't give it to
say
us.
I would say the devil created it to confuse us from the truth,
Okay.
so that we don't realize the power that we have within ourselves to do
Wow.
all the great things.
It's a good point, Lamar. Well said. Well said. Jesse, I want to hear from everyone before I give my feedback, but you're hitting on track similar to what I'm thinking, Lamar. So good job, buddy.
Well, I mean, if fear doesn't exist, then we have to look at it as merely a signal. Is fear really the issue?
It's a good point.
Um, is
Really
it
deep.
a self-protection mechanism, or do we see it as a governing force, where
Well,
it
you would think
controls
God would
us?
want us to protect ourselves then. So you'd say,
Well,
yeah,
that's
I gave
what.
you the spirit of fear so that you can protect yourself.
Well, I mean, that brings me to the core of it is fear at its pure undefiled definition just means reverent awe and worship.
Well,
I
I would
know I
probably
under
call that reverence on worship
well, I
versus
understand that
when it's
the
addressed
writ
to the Lord, to God, to
yes.
Father, to Papa. Yes, 100%.
Yes, and I understand that the the original intent of the English use of that word is no longer understood and comprehended in modern terms. So you'd have to go dig the etymology to really grab a hold of that. But fear, as we know it now, is probably not the best word. But it does mean
Shrink
worship.
back. Yeah, I think hesitate,
Yeah. So
doubt,
it,
right?
yeah.
All
So
those
it's
things are
it's
better.
ascribing authority to something that we perceive to not have control over, and if we ascribe that to anything other than God, obviously it's misallocated energy that it's not going to serve us well, and it's going to reflect back to us.
Yeah.
It's a
What do you
perception.
think
It's
it's
just a
used for though?
perception.
Yeah, what do you think? Fear in the sense of shrink back, doubt, hesitate, not take action. That fear that is very clear, that's the fear that God is addressing when he says, I've not given you that spirit. No. And when the angels say, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not. When God says, fear not, the spirit says, fear not, like it's throughout the Bible, right? And that fear of shrinking back, that fear of making ourselves little, that fear of like, oh, I'm lesser than. No, he wants us to be bold and strong, right? He wants us to be confident. He wants us to have love. He wants us to have a disciplined mind, like the three instead. So that fear is real in the sense of God's addressing it constantly. No. Fear not, fear not, fear not. And I haven't given you that spirit, that particular fear.
I guess in the end of it, I see fear is just in that context is just a perception.
It is. I mean, it is definitely. It's a mind trick. It's a mind. I mean, that's why we have to understand that God didn't just say it takes courage to overcome fear, confidence, dunamis. He didn't say, too, that it just takes love to overcome fear. Those are two, by the way, very powerful things. Confidence, courage, right? To overcome fear. It's real. Belief, confidence, courage, it's all in the same vein. And then it takes love. Love, like literally. Well, I'll do it because of love. I love my spouse. I love myself. I love others. Because sometimes we do need to do it for love instead of, oh, I'll do it because I'm confident, I'm strong, I'm crazy. No, I'm not. I'm scared to death. It's real, but I love, so I'll do it for love. Like God's given us some clues here, but there's a third one. Third one, self-control, mind, self-discipline, master emotions, right? So this is the three things that will help you to overcome fear. He says, I haven't given you the spirit, but let me give you the keys that will help you overcome it. Confidence, courage. Okay, great. Love. If I can't do it because confidence, courage, I can do it. Love. And then there's another one. Sound mind, which is self-discipline, self-control, which is mastering your emotions. So what we can know then, yes, fear is considered an emotion, or at least it keeps us from going into motion. It's a hesitation, it's shrinking back. But I believe fear is utilized for the most is to control us. Control us. That's what I believe, personally. If you think about it, all the situations where you have fear, it's because someone shamed you, heaped guilt upon you, made you think that God was going to crush you because you did something wrong, made you feel like you were going to get in trouble, right? Fear of punishment, that fear too of being punished and you're doing something wrong. Like again, control. Why? Because look, if you have no fear, you cannot be controlled. Going back to the little child's situation, little David, this man, his father called me concerned. I just need you to watch out for my boy. He has no fear. The dude just, like, he was telling me one day they saw the door was open. They had to put locks higher. This dude is just running down the street. They had to catch up to him. He's just running. David, where are you going? I mean, he's halfway down the block by the time they caught up to him. Like, no fear. You can't control someone that doesn't have fear. Think about it. Think about the thing that controls you the most. I want you to pause. Think of all the ways that you have shrunk back, you've stopped, you've hesitated, you've been like, oh, it's because of fear. Ooh, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this? What if this? What if it's right or wrong? What if this? You have all these what ifs. Fear. That's all fear. It's controlling you. That's what it's truly doing. It's controlling you. And it's so crazy to see this with Hazel. She couldn't be controlled either. She's like, show me the next roller coaster ride. Where's the next one? I'm tall enough for all of them now. Let's go. And I'm like, wait a second. Let me catch up here. Let me catch my breath. And she was just, it was her birthday. She's like, it's my birthday. It's what I want to do. Let's go. Can we do it again? I'm like, oh my goodness. No fear. Uncontrolled. Free. I mean, when I see little children like that, it's freedom. Dude jumps into a pool and there he's just drowning, but he's smiling. I don't know why he's trying to. He's just happy as can be. Doesn't realize what he just did. Daddy brought him up out of the water and he's like, let's go again. Just freedom. Freedom. I mean, let's think about that for a minute. If you have no fear, are you free? Do it anyways. Are you free? Love them and you do it regardless of the fear. Aren't you free? Like crazy. Those words are so close in spelling, right? Fear, free, fear, to be free, freedom, free, F-R-E-E, and fear is F-E-A-R. English words, but still, it's like amazing to me. It's a pattern. Don't shrink back, guys. You've got what it takes. I know it's scary. I know the unknown sucks. Oh my gosh, the unknown sucks. But you know what's so crazy awesome? God did it too. He hovered over the deep of the waters in Genesis. It was dark, dreary. It represented unknown. It represented chaos, for sure. For sure. Of the time, absolute chaos, absolute unknown. And he faced it. Where did he face it? Hovering over the waters, looking at his reflection. He's just like you and me in that sense. He faced it head on. He looked himself in the mirror. That's an example to us. He's God. He's the Almighty Father, Papa, Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is love. He is life. He is light. He is everything. And he chose, as an example to us, to face chaos. Not to run from it. To show us what it looks like to not have fear. When chaos, darkness, gloom and doom is all around you, what are you going to do? You're going to have to face yourself. You have to decide, what am I going to do here? If you choose action, it disappears. Fear disappears. Fear of the unknown, fear of what's going to happen. You no longer have to fear it. You know what's going to happen. Oh, I lost. I failed. No, you didn't fail. You learned. You going to do better now? Or are you going to just keep believing you're going to fail every time? Well, that girl, she rejected me, right? I talked to single men. Okay, good. Next, let's go. Who's the next one on the list? About 12 in, you'll probably be pretty freaking good at it, right, Jesse? Now he's master marriage, teaching marriage mastery. Went from lots of letdowns, lots of 40 plus years of no marriage, 40 plus years, no dating, no girlfriends, like, and now marriage and marriage mastery and helping singles to get married. That's freaking phenomenal. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal if you really think about it. But that's the kingdom of God. That's how he works. When we face our fears, when we're willing to face the chaos. And, today my word from Papa, a strange word, really was. I was like, okay, um, uh, okay. But it had to do with, relating back at the day of Pentecost when they experienced the infilling of the Holy Spirit. And, depending on how you believe or how you read that, the day of Pentecost was when the Spirit entered the room and then they spoke with unknown tongues of angels. Again, you can go read it for yourself and whatever. I've tried to I believe it was a spiritual heavenly tongue. And it's in, where did I go now? I lost my place. Acts 11:15. I think that's the one. Yeah, day of Pentecost. Acts 11:15. Peter says the Spirit fell on the Gentiles exactly as on them in the beginning. That's what it was. Okay, so it was Acts 11:15 was my word today. I mean, I have my journal right here. I should just look at it. Yes, Shavat. Today is one Shavat. First day of Shavat, the month. Or is it second, Jesse? I don't know which calendar. You and I are usually off by one day or something from each other.
Depends. The one we're using today is the 29th day of Tevet.
And tomorrow's Shabbat, first day of Shabbat.
Our calendar shows the 30th day of Tevet tomorrow.
Okay, so 2 days difference. So again, these are calendars, the Jewish calendar. But point being is Acts 11:15 was my word from today. The Pentecost pattern. So when that influx of the Spirit came in and filled the room and they spoke with heavenly tongue and language, they were just filled with the Spirit. And what's interesting is like how this is not a one and done. This isn't some special occasion that only happened for, those disciples in that upper room and wow, we got to go create it again. And no, you can walk in it. That's the thing that was super powerful to get that deeper understanding today that I've felt, but I haven't had an understanding of how to describe it and in what ways to prove it throughout the scriptures, how it's all over the scriptures. Today was a good day. This morning was a great day to see it and experience it in a new way. And even to recognize and understand the same thing occurred on Mount Sinai. The Spirit came. There was chaos, thunder, lightning. The Spirit came, but through that could have been an influx, an indwelling of the Spirit like Moses experienced. And the people were too afraid to go up and experience it. God invited them to come up and experience it. Moses experienced it, but no one else did because of their fear. Yep, their fear. There it is. Do you see what I just said? Fear causes us to shrink back, hesitate. No, you go, Moses. It's throughout scripture, y'all. But yet in Genesis, it literally links it back to Genesis and says, like right there, Acts 11:15. I can't make this stuff up. It says, exactly as on them in the beginning. And that word in the beginning is referring back to Genesis, the beginning, the original source, not just earlier in time, but literally back to Genesis. So it's recognizing that these cycles come. Opportunities are here every day, men. Every day you get to choose whether or not you want to be full of the Spirit and flow in the Spirit like they did in the upper room at Pentecost, or you get to decide whether you're going to shrink back like they did at Mount Sinai. Moses didn't shrink back. But guess what? I will admit to you about Moses. Moses was a special snowflake. You know why? He went through training, some of the greatest training of all warriors training. because he was treated as the king's son. He was taught all the wisdom, all the confidence, the battle, the fight. He was treated as the king's son during that time. When they were in captivity, the Jews were in captivity. Moses was not in captivity. He was taught multiple languages. He was taught war tactics and battles because he was the son of the king. He was treated as the son of the king. The Egyptian people who were holding the Jewish people captive, the king, who they considered a god, considered Moses one of his sons. Why? Because he survived the waters. During that time, the children, the oldest boys, was it the oldest boy? I think it was, right, Jesse? I'm trying to remember, as the oldest child or oldest boy. I think it was the oldest son, was always thrown into the water and they would drown. Speaking of water and David, little David coming to visit, and they would drown like they would. But Moses was considered special because he survived the waters. And according to their beliefs, that if you survived the God of the waters, you were a God yourself. That's how you would mark whether you're special or chosen. Moses survived. But we know the backstory. We get to read the Bible that tells us actually that he was placed in a basket and put in the water. So he had a boat. They left that part out. We found him in the water. He survived. Look, this boy came out of the water. Like, they told the story. They just forgot to leave the part. They just left the part out that he was floating. They presented to the king's daughter, the princess, this boy survived, and we found him in the water. He survived. Here he is. And she's like, oh, Dad, look, he survived. She tells the story. And of course, that's their tradition. If he survives the water, this is the first Jewish child to survive. So he must be a god. He must be special. Let's raise him as a king's son because he's chosen. He survived the waters. You guys follow me? This is all backstory you never heard before, right? But my point is that's why Moses was so confident. Men, you lack the confidence. It's because you are not working on the skills of confidence. Are you doing your Epic 30? That will build your skills of confidence. Why? Because you're communicating. You're connecting with Father who loves you and wants to see you succeed. He's a good father. You need to know him as a father and not this scary God that's going to crush you. He's not that. He's a good father. He's a good papa. He loves you so much. When you feel that and know that, it raises your confidence. You can go, my daddy, he is good. And my daddy, he owns cattle on 1,000 hillsides. Come on. My daddy, my inheritance is this planet Earth. That's a pretty good inheritance. What territory do you want, son? You know, even the temptation. Satan tempted Yeshua, Jesus, right? He fasted for 40 days and then Satan tempted him. The second temptation, you know what it was? He said, all of this land, if you will bow to me, he says, I'll give it to you. Never was that Papa's plan. Never was Yeshua to be given anything, and we're not to be given it. We got to work, man. Why? Because that shows that we have the proper identity. We know who we are when we can stand up to the Egyptian soldier like Moses did. We'll fight him. And he did. That's why he took off into the desert for many years. But then he came back. But the point is that like warriors fight. We work hard to learn a skill to be able to fight. We work hard to learn a skill of being a good businessman, being a good husband, being a good father. They're skills, man. We've got to learn them. We've got to be strong, fit, healthy. That's what God's called us to be. It's important. That's why this year I'm crazy. I know I'm 49 years old and I'm going for it. I'm going to do a Spartan race with Jesse. He's been after me for 5 years. I could have been doing this at 44, but instead I waited 5 years to say yes. And we're doing it this year. I'm publicly declaring it, so I'm going to do it. The reality is, though, is that look, it's the unknown. Jesse knows he's done it. I don't. So, do I want to shrink back? Yeah, I want to make another excuse. Why am I doing this? Da-da-da. I have nothing to prove. And no, I'm like, I'm going to do it. But see, fear makes you want to shrink back. Jesse, confidence, I'll get out. Dude does like one arm pull ups. And I can't even do hardly one pull up, let alone several, and have upper body strength like he does. Different size, I get it. But the point is like, look, fear is real in the sense of your mind. Fear is in your mind. It keeps you shrinking back. It keeps you from taking action. And it's keeping you from your inheritance. Men, it's keeping you from your God-given inheritance. It's keeping you from being a man of all men. It's keeping you from taking action on your goals and your dreams. It's keeping you from supporting your wife and your children on their goals and dreams. It's keeping you from even having a wife for some of you. Lamar, good job. This man was single and like, well, I got to do something about this. And he did something about it. Well done. Ken was a man who was single too and needed to do something about it. And he did something about it. But look, that's just the beginning, right, Jesse? Now we go after mastery. We ain't settling, man. We lead our wives to victory, to their dreams, their goals, your dreams, your goals. This is our year because God said we're not shrinking back this year. Brendan, you're the new guy here. You got what it takes, brother. Age don't matter. Age don't matter. You're not too young. And you got a wife and you're leading her to victory, brother. That's what it's all about. But we have to be the example, man. We have to be the ones willing to take the step. A woman loves a man with a plan that takes action on it. He doesn't just talk about it. Talk is cheap. Let's go. Now, talk is good for inspiration, motivation, but action and doing the work is what really matters. That's what proves whether you're worthy of the inheritance that Papa has for you, Papa God. It is real. You've got to, faith without works is dead. Faith, belief, trust is dead if you don't take action. Your action will prove whether you are the son of the Most High. That's part of the belief. Here I go. I'm going to do it. I'm going after it. That's right, Brendan. Age is just a number. Now, men, what are you going to do with this understanding of Pentecost even? What are you going to do with the fact that you can be just like they were, just like Moses was glowing, just like they were like extremely empowered in the upper room? If you haven't read about that, go read about it. It's amazing. The confidence that they had, the courage, the empowerment, it's in you. It's always been available in the Old Testament and the New Testament. So many times Christians believe it only happened because of Yeshua coming. No, that's not true. It was available to you. Yes, Yeshua makes a way for us to experience the Father directly and connected. Yes, but I'm saying the empowerment, the infilling of the Holy Spirit that took place on Pentecost, that's available for you today, right now, right here, if you want it. And it will give you confidence and courage knowing you are the son of Abba, Papa, Adonai. The Spirit plus the Word brings life, man. Mount Sinai, there was fire, there was sound, there was a voice. People gathered, covenant was formed. Father was always looking for the one to believe. Moses stepped up. Are you willing to step up? We got so many greats throughout history. David, Solomon, Samson, right? That powerful, strong men stepped up. They knew their identity. They knew their MVP. They were able to get through the mind problems using triggers to triumph. And they knew how powerful it was to be consistent with something like Epic 30, helping themselves to believe, practicing. Like King David, when he took down the giant, it wasn't because it was his first time operating a slingshot. No, it was about his probably 100,000 time operating a slingshot. Now, you tell me if it was a fair fight or not. You got someone that's operated a rifle 100,000 times, and then he goes and gets in a fight with someone that has a knife and it's long distance. Who do you think is going to win? That's kind of silly. A sniper, an expert marksman, best sniper in the world with a rifle, sniper rifle, and a guy with a knife standing 100 yards away or 50 yards away or even 20 yards away. Like, come on, who's going to win? That's a silly fight, right? But we don't even see it that way. We don't see it the work that David did, but he did the work. He gained the skill. That's what Papa wants to give you. You have an inheritance that you're worthy of receiving if you're willing to do the work. No more excuses, man. It's time to do the work. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. It's a sequence. God created it. Got to learn the disciplines, take the action, and it will flow. It'll flow right through you. Rivers will flow continuously. Jesus breathes on you. He breathed into Adam, the first man, and he wants to breathe in you a spirit that he did him up on the upper room. Same spirit he breathed into Moses where the people couldn't even look at him because he was so bright with the presence of God. That's real. It's a manifestation. It's real. Are you ready? Pentecost is reoccurring divine pattern by which Papa releases his breath, his life. It's a covenant of life through the outpouring of his spirit. All right, man. Well, that's all she wrote tonight. I hope this has been beneficial. I hope you can see that Father wants to give you a different kind of spirit. That other spirit is not from him. He says he didn't give it to you. Somebody else gave it to you. The world, circumstances, life, limitations, the enemy, controlling people like religion, that gave you fear. Father didn't. A good father doesn't give you fear. A good father loves you and helps you to experience life, allows you to be safe as much as possible, teaches you things like how to swim. Doesn't teach you fear, teaches you how to swim, gives you the tools to succeed. Helps you get back up when you fall down. When you scrape your knee, he doesn't say, "You poor thing, did you break your leg? Oh my gosh." When you fall off your bike and skin up your knee, he doesn't say, "Did you break your leg? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." No, he says, "You are a warrior. Good job. Now let's get back up and get back on that bike and go again. You got this, son." Do you follow me? You have the gift of getting back up, man, and doing it again. Come on, Peter. Throw the net on the other side, Peter. I've been fishing all night. Peter, throw the net. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll do it. See, you don't have to have the best attitude. You just have to be willing to do it, guys. Peter didn't have the best attitude, I guarantee. Oh my God. Or otherwise he would have said, "Yes, sir," and did it. No, he was like, "But I've been doing it all night. I'm tired. I'm exhausted." I mean, let's elaborate on it like we would do. I did no. I'm exhausted. I can't do it again. I can't. This is ridiculous. He's shrinking back. And Yeshua says, Peter, do it again. Reiterates. All right. All right. All right. Maybe you know something I don't know. All right. Trust the process. You're my mentor. I'm going to do it. You must know something I don't know. All I know is I did it and I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Nothing all freaking night. Nothing. Not one single bite. Not one little fish in the net. Nothing. There's nothing out there. Any of you ever felt that way? There's nothing out there. There's nobody left. All the good ones are taken. We hear that all the time. Like, and we're here to say, do it again. This is repetition. One more. Here's the proof. This is your time. Do you believe me this time? Okay. All right. All right, Papa. All right, Abba. Here we go. And it said that he literally got so much fish from one more time. 3 feet from gold, y'all. That he had so much fish, he couldn't even pull it in the boat by himself. They had to get another boat because there was so much fish in the net. It almost sunk the boat. What's your belief look like? What's your fear causing you from receiving? Take action, man. Not one, not two, until you succeed. Learn. You never lose. You only learn. If you will truly believe that and trust that. This morning, Chantel told the story, and I told the story to the men. How she put me in the freaking friend zone. But men, you can be married and in the friend zone too. If you're not chasing your wife, if you're not flirting with her, if you're just roommates and freaking sleeping in the same bed, but it's not fiery and hot and sexy and awesome, you're a freaking roommate, okay? It's real. You're in the friend zone again. So I want to challenge you. You get to make it spicy. You get to step up. And all you listening right now that are on this call right now are all married. So I want to challenge you to make it spicy. Pursue her. Grab her. Love her. Make her feel sexy by your comments, by your touch, by your love and affection, by your connection, by your massage, by your shoulder rub, by your kiss in the neck, by your kiss in the ear, nibbling on the ear a little bit, by your grabbing her in the butt and the breasts. It's your wife. Love her. Make her know she's desired and tell her. God designed it for it to be epic and exotic and awesome and fun, not boring. But again, look, I know there's some mixed emotions and things from porn that created weird false expectations, stupid things in your mind. I get it. I know I experienced it too. But the reality is go create that fun with your bride. That's what God designed it for. Each and every one of you men. Message me privately. I want to hear that you took action and that it was good. Because it is good. Do something different tonight. Pursue her, love her, kiss her, go after her, grope her a little bit, hold her tighter longer than normal. Kiss her on the neck, nibble on her neck. Do something, grab her bottom and hold them with both your hands. Do something different, man. That will surprise her, like, oh, what's gotten into you? Yep. I'm telling you. Epic takes action. Belief. Don't shrink back and make her feel like the most desired woman on the planet. Seriously. I want you to think about that for a minute. What would it look like if your wife was the most desired woman on the planet? What would you be doing if you desired her and she was the most desired woman on the planet? Okay? Let that image sink in of what you would do if she was the most desired woman on the planet. Go prove that. That's not pressure. That's a strategy. This is what I would do. Figure out what you would do to show and prove that she's the most desired woman on the planet because you desire her like that. I tell Chantel that a lot, and I prove it by my actions. What would a desired man do if he desired a woman and she was the most desired woman on the planet? What would that look like? What actions would you take? It's a good challenge for you. God bless you, man. Have an awesome night tonight. Have epic connection with your bride, and know that I love you. I believe in you. And this is your time. This is your time to level up in all areas of your life, even in your intimacy with your bride, with your wife, your queen, your best friend. Starts tonight. And message me. Let me know. See you in the morning. God bless you guys. Have a good night.